Most people think saving money is the key to wealth. Our parents tell us to save. Teachers tell us to save. The bank tells us to open a savings account. It feels like the safest and smartest thing to do with our money. So we put our cash in the bank. We watch the balance go up, little by little. We feel secure. We feel like we are doing the right thing for our future. It seems so simple and so safe. But what if I told you that this advice is mostly wrong? What if I told you that by only saving your money, you could actually be making yourself poorer over time? This idea sounds completely backward. It goes against everything we have ever been told about personal finance. The biggest enemy of your savings is a quiet thief called inflation. Inflation is just a word for prices going up over time. The coffee that cost you $3 last year might cost you $3.10 this year. That loaf of bread goes from $4 to $4.15. These small changes might not seem like a big deal, but over many years they add up. Inflation slowly eats away at the value of your money. Each dollar you have buys a little bit less than it did before. Now, think about your savings account. Most banks today, on January 4th, 2026, pay very low interest. You might be lucky to get 0.5% or maybe 1% per year on your savings. Let's do some simple math. If inflation is 3% for the year, it means prices have gone up by 3%. But your bank only paid you 1% interest. This means your money's real value, its buying power, has actually dropped by 2%. You have more dollars, but you can buy less stuff. Let's look at a clear example. Imagine you have $10,000 saved in a bank account earning 1% interest. After 1 year, you will have $10,100. You feel good because your balance grew by $100. But let's say inflation was 3% that year. The goods and services that cost $10,000 at the start of the year now cost $10,300. So even though you have $10,100, you can no longer afford what you could a year ago. Your safe savings have actually lost $200 in buying power. This is the savings trap in action. You think you are moving forward because the number in your account is going up, but in reality, you are on a financial treadmill, running just to stand still. Or worse, you are slowly sliding backward. Storing all your extra money in a savings account is like storing ice cubes in a warm room. You can watch them get smaller and smaller over time. It is not a strategy for growth. It is a guaranteed way to lose. The problem starts with what we mean by saving. For most people, saving means putting money into a standard savings account at a bank. You deposit your paycheck. You try not to spend it all. The money just sits there. You think it's safe from risk. You think it's growing because the bank pays you a tiny amount of interest. There is another big problem with only saving your money. It is something economists call opportunity cost. This is a fancy term for a very simple idea. When you choose to do one thing with your money, you give up the chance to do other things with it. By letting your money sit in a savings account earning almost nothing, you are missing out on incredible opportunities to make it work much harder for you. This lost opportunity is the real hidden cost of playing it too safe. Think about it this way. You have an extra $1,000. You put it in your savings account, where it might earn you $10 in interest over a whole year. That is your choice. But what could you have done instead? You could have used that $1,000 to take an online course to learn a new skill. Maybe that skill helps you get a promotion, or start a side business that earns you an extra $200 every single month. The safe choice cost you the chance to dramatically increase your income. Or you could have invested that $1,000. For example, you could put it in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Saving a lot of cash can feel very comforting. Seeing a big number in your bank account can give you a feeling of security. This feeling can trick you into making other bad financial decisions. One of the worst is what I call the debt paradox. This happens when people have a good amount of savings but are also carrying high-interest debt, like credit card debt. They are afraid to touch their savings, so they keep paying a fortune in interest. Let's look at the numbers. They never lie. Say you have $5,000 in a savings account earning 1%. That is $50 a year. At the same time, you have a $5,000 balance on a credit card with a 20% interest rate. That debt is costing you $1,000 a year in interest payments. So, you are earning $50 while paying out $1,000. You are losing a net total of $950 every single year. The smart move would be to use the $5,000 in savings to completely pay off the credit card debt. Instantly, you stop losing $1,000 a year. That is like giving yourself a guaranteed 20% return on your money. Focusing too much on saving can also trap you in a scarcity mindset. You become obsessed with cutting costs. You say no to everything. You stop spending money on coffee, on going out with friends, on hobbies. While being frugal is good, living a life of extreme deprivation is not a winning strategy. You can only cut your expenses so much. There is a limit to how little you can spend, but there is no limit to how much you can earn. This is a crucial point. People who are trapped by the saving mindset spend all their energy on defense, on cutting costs. They never go on offense, on growing their income. They might skip a weekend seminar that costs $500. It feels like a smart saving decision, but that seminar could have taught them a skill or connected them with people that could lead to a $10,000 raise. They saved $500, but lost out on a chance to earn 20 times that amount. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself. This means spending money on things that increase your skills, your knowledge, and your network. This could be books, online courses, college degrees, or professional certifications. These investments can pay you back for the rest of your life by increasing your earning potential. If you are too afraid to spend money on your own growth, you will likely stay stuck at the same income level forever. You simply cannot save your way to being a millionaire on a small salary. Ultimately, your goal should be to increase the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The saving trap makes you focus only on the spending side of that equation. The wealth-building path requires you to focus on both. Yes, you should live below your means and save a portion of your income. But you must also actively look for ways to grow your income. Start a side hustle. Ask for a raise. Learn a high-demand skill. This is how you create a bigger shovel to dig your way to financial freedom. Yeah. So, if blindly saving is a trap, what should you do instead? The answer is not to stop saving completely. The answer is to save with a purpose and then put your extra money to work. It is about creating a balanced plan that includes both safety growth. This is the path that actually leads to financial independence. It is simpler than you think, and you can start today. Here are the 3 most important steps to take right now. First, build a proper emergency fund. This is your safety net. This is what saving is actually for. Your goal should be to save 3 to 6 months' worth of your essential living expenses. This money should be kept in a high-yield savings account. It needs to be safe and easy to access in a real emergency, like losing your job. This is your non-negotiable first step. Do not invest or pay extra on debts until this fund is in place. It protects you from having to sell investments or go into debt when life happens. Second, attack your high-interest debt with everything you have. Once your emergency fund is set, every extra dollar should go toward paying off debts with interest rates above 5 or 6%. Start with the highest interest rate first, which is usually credit card debt. As I explained before, paying off a 20% interest debt is like getting a guaranteed 20% return. It is the single best and safest financial move you can make. Get rid of this dead weight so you can finally start moving forward. Third, start investing for the long term. You do not need to be an expert or have a lot of money. You can start with as little as $50 a month. The easiest way is to open a retirement account, like a Roth IRA, and regularly buy a low-cost diversified index fund. An S&P 500 index fund, for example, lets you own a tiny piece of the 500 largest companies in the U.S. This strategy is simple, effective, and lets your money grow through the power of the market and compounding over time. Just set it up and let it run automatically. Save smart, destroy debt, invest consistently. That is the real formula for building wealth. Let me be very clear. Having some savings is essential, but the habit of blindly piling up cash in a low-interest account is a huge mistake. The rules of money have changed. Adapt, and your future self will thank you.